My name is Reyes, and I'm here to represent my family. They are activists. Most of my family are activists. Most of them have been assassinated through a period of, let's say, about 2 years, 2.5 years. They've been assassinated one by one, and the last, the group that was, I guess, they were going from a store to where I used to live, my family used to live at, and they stopped them and they took them, tortured them, and then killed them. So that's when we decided to go ahead and protest about it and all that stuff.
Why was your family targeted? Why were they attacked?
My family have always been activists since, well, I want to say about '84. That's when they started being an activist. They protested different things, not only one thing in our community. Some of the things that my family did, they're not based on a specific idea. It's just they always try to protect the rights of human rights, I should say. For example, one of the things I remember when I was a little bit, well, one of the smallest things I remember is like protecting the right for people to have electricity and to have it like at a cheap cost. So one of my aunts, Josefina, she gathered all the people and protested about that, and that was one of the little things that she did. For another reason, there was this little boy called, I believe Andresito or Adrian, and he was raped, and he was taken to another place, beaten, raped, and when she found out, she protested. She wanted justice for the family and for him, and that's some of the stuff that they did, not counting the multiple protests for women being assassinated or killed in Juarez. So they did different things. It wasn't one single thing. They did multiple things. They helped as many people as they could by protesting, by helping them, guide them, and stuff like that.
So your family was targeted, and members of your family were assassinated.
Yes.
And what did you do about it?
What we did about it. The first one was one of my cousins, Julio Cesar Reyes, and he was assassinated in November. He was the first one to be targeted, and then followed by my uncle Ruben, and then my aunt Magdalena and my uncle Elias and my aunt Luisa, and it just kept on rolling like a snowball, just rolled. And one of the things that we did was, the main thing, we protested, and we went and grabbed our stuff, and we just went to the police station and we just protested. We stayed there for a couple of, actually it was, if I'm not mistaken, it was February 7th when they took them. And then we stayed there until late February. And my family also came. Some of our family just split in half. Some of them came here to Mexico City to protest, and some of us stayed in Juarez and protest over there. So what we wanted them is, we were asking for them to appear with, like, be alive and be with us and be able to share, their lives with us. But then towards the end of February, they were found on the side of the road in the town that we used to live in, with the like posters and all that stuff saying like that my other aunt Marisela was the next one to be killed if we didn't stop this. They were found dead on the side of the road where our town is located, about I would want to say 49 kilometers from Juarez. So, and then with them there were like posters that said that one of my aunts, Marisela, was the next one if she wouldn't stop protesting.
And how did Elga help you?
Okay, Elga, she's one of my mom's friends. That when she got here to Mexico, she helped them kind of just get stable here, understand how things worked around here. So when I came to Mexico, my mom was originally going to be doing this. She got really sick. She wasn't able to attend. So Elga kind of helped me and said, you know what, this is how it's going to be. Don't be nervous. They're going to ask you stuff. So that's how she's been helping.
¿Tú decidiste acompañar a?
Bueno, nosotros somos una organización de derechos humanos que recientemente tuvimos contacto con la familia Reyes cuando vinieron al plantón aquí al Distrito Federal. Nosotros somos una organización que se dedica principalmente a la documentación y un poco la cercanía era para sistematizar toda la experiencia de la represión que ha vivido la familia Reyes. Entonces, en ese proceso estábamos cuando la mamá de Laura está ahorita internada, entonces no pudo venir. Digamos que somos una organización que acompaña en ese proceso ahorita de recopilación de datos y todo, para demostrar también cómo las violaciones constantes que ha habido en el caso de su familia, ¿no? Las violaciones a los derechos humanos por parte del Estado.
It's not only one family, it's happening to a lot of people in Mexico, and then not a lot of the, I guess the government, they're not doing enough. You know, a lot of people are dying every day, day in, day out, and not a lot has been done. So, and all these people, all they want is justice, and they want the people that they love back. So it was very interesting. It made me realize that I'm not alone. We do not stand alone in this time or period of time, that we have others that we can help, and they can help us, and we can feed from each other, learn from each other, and just realize that it is, a lot of people don't really understand what goes on because it hasn't happened to them. But then when you come here, you realize I'm not the only one. This is something serious, something that's happening, but until it doesn't happen to somebody, that's when usually they say, oh, it is happening, you know, and it happened to me this time. So it is very interesting that a lot of people come together. They want to learn from the stories that we all learned, that they all said about different cases. So it's very interesting, and I loved being here because it gives me another perspective that I hadn't had until now. It was very supporting. A lot of people came by and said, you know, we heard about your family in the TV, and I'm very glad. Like, and then a lot of people said, like, thank you for, you know, for standing up for your rights, for the other people's rights. So it was very, very nice of them to kind of take me in when I'm kind of out of my how can I say, security zone, and it was very interesting. So I think that this conference can help us, or allows us to get our case known a little bit more by other people, and I think that it'll give us a little bit of more opportunity for others to truly understand where we went through, and for them to know and realize that everything that has been said by the Mexican government or by authorities here in Mexico, it's not true. I think that they are trying to cover something that's happening, and that the best way for them is to say, well, they're bad people. All of them are bad people. And I think this will kind of set a base that they can go back and say, well, wait a minute, all these people that have said their testimony, they're not all bad people, you know? They're people that want justice, and I think this conference will help us in that matter.
Are you in danger? Are you guys in danger?
Yes. My family has been in danger, I mean, since forever, you know, but it's just a matter of us wanting justice, you know. So a lot of things that I see, and of course I'm scared for my life, you know, as anybody would, but sometimes, you know, you want justice for the people that been killed, and all my uncles and aunts have fought for this, you know, for humans' rights, and it wouldn't be right for me to just turn around and say, well, I'm just scared, you know, because my life is in danger as their life was. So I just come from a family that we stand up for what we believe, and we stand for human rights.
El peligro con ellas es que su mamá y su tía Marisela, que son las hermanas que quedaban, han estado, digamos, enfrentándose también al estar denunciando al hostigamiento por parte del Estado, ¿no? Que decimos que sobre todo por las características con lo que ha habido alrededor de su familia, podemos presumir una mano siniestra ahí del Estado, y que en México actualmente se vive un proceso no solo de militarización con efectivos en la calle, sino en la vida civil, y que también eso permite crear escenarios en los que se puede generar toda una campaña de desprestigio, que alrededor de los luchadores sociales digan si lo ejecutaron es porque tenía que ver con el narco, que es un poco lo que ha pasado con su familia, ¿no? Entonces, lo que nosotros pediríamos es la visibilización también de estos casos, que permitan contar la verdad desde lo que está ocurriendo con las víctimas, no solo en el país, con la población en general, sino con aquellos que se atreven a defender los derechos humanos, a denunciar y a documentar lo que está ocurriendo con el Estado mexicano.